law enforcement officers have been killed in the line of duty in the past week in shootings in Dallas and today in Michigan. Police officers take an oath to serve and protect citizens. Sometimes that means putting their lives in danger. WCBI's Joy Talley takes a look at how law enforcement are handling the job in the wake of the recent violence.
Columbus Assistant Police Chief Fred Shelton is a cop, soldier, an African-American, and pastor, which means he understands life as an officer and fighter, racism, and how important it is to love everyone.
Criminality has no color. If you break the law, we don't necessarily look at what color you are. If you have an expired tag, you have an expired tag. That's a violation of the law. We deal with people on a daily basis in law enforcement action. 95% of what we do has no enforcement action at all. So what I would suggest to people, if you'll be courteous, cooperative, and compliant, there will be no issues.
Getting the public to understand what it's like to walk in officer's shoes is what Aberdeen Police Chief Henry Randall is doing by speaking at community functions.
The best way to get them to understand or get them to see what's going on in law enforcement is to put them in our shoes. Basically, what would you do? You got a guy that's pretty large in stature, you got a female, you got weapons, you don't have weapons, you're trying to give verbal commands, and sometimes they just don't understand.
The men and women in blue take the good with the bad when it comes to their jobs, but Shelton says it's not all bad.
There's some negative sentiment, and I understand that sentiment, but however, for the most part, people still love and support the police officers. Mothers, tell your children, I'm not the bad guy. Well, if you don't behave, the police is I'm not going to get your child. I'm going to love your child. I'm going to protect your child, even if it means putting my life on the line.
Chief Randall says the recent killings are tragedies for both officers and civilians.
To me, all lives are important. We don't take anything for granted. But at the same time, when law enforcement gives a verbal command or something, just adhere to what they're saying, whether you agree or not. I mean, it's some things in law enforcement that I don't agree with, but I still have to follow rules and regulations and policies.
Both officers say regardless of what's going on, it's not going to stop them from doing their jobs to the best of their ability.